Hey guys, it's me now, and welcome to the second episode of the Preschool Reviewer. This is the show where I review, like, preschool shows, in quotes. Usually it's just the TVY shows, and seeing whether or not they're actually good for much older audiences. Much older audiences than they originally were made for. Maybe for animation style, or maybe it's the fact that if they got rid of their educational quota, it would actually be a good show for much older audiences. But, and that's exactly what's going to happen with this show, Cyberchase. And Cyberchase is actually a really good series, depending on which episodes you watch. The first couple are actually pretty good, but I still need to watch the rest of the series, because I know they introduce a new character later on, and a few more other stuff, but mostly it's pretty good. The only problem with it is that they constantly keep throwing the educational message at you over and over and over again. And that's something pretty bad, because basically, yeah, it gets pretty annoying, especially with the young kids trying to do it, and some people might be turned off by this. However, with me, with my creative mind, I could see that if they got rid of the educational message over and over again being plugged into the show, Cyberchase could actually be a really good TVY7 show. I mean, we get this whole backstory about how this hacker used to actually be a protector of Motherboard, and then was gone rogue and evil, well, and just trying to get rid of her. That is actually pretty interesting from a story standpoint. But we still don't know what caused him to go evil. And at the end of the series, which I don't even know if they're still making anymore, my guess is not, because I tried looking this thing up for new episodes and there's practically nothing. In fact, there's this one YouTube channel which has a playlist of 151 episodes, and I think that's it for the series, which is not bad. I'll still need to check over them, but I remember just going all the way towards the end of the series, and there was still nothing that really gone through. In case you don't know, the beginning of the series starts off with just three kids looking at a map, and a digital map, not a printed out map, because then how would they get into cyberspace later on? But I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, they're just looking at a map, and then all of a sudden, a man known as the hacker, I'm just gonna call him man because that's what he looks like, even though they aren't people. This is all in a cyber world, so you don't know if they're humans or not. I don't think technology over there really has grown that much. But anyway, man called the hacker tries to take these kids for one weird reason. I think he's just trying to recruit them. I don't really know. But, yeah. And then there's this thing about shooting a virus over a motherboard, which is the whole, like, leader of the group, and she sends them all to different places and trying to save the professor who made her and stuff like that. It's actually pretty confusing, and That's actually pretty good since this is a TV-wide program. We're putting in a whole lot of story into this, but towards the end of it, there's still no resolution. We don't know if Motherboard actually got cleared of her virus, or did the hacker finally give up and fail? We just didn't know in the last few episodes. Maybe they're making more, but from what I've seen, that's not the case. I think that's just running out of funding for the show. I mean, most likely. I mean, that's the same thing that happened with Fetch with Ruff Ruffman, which I'm going to talk about in my next episode because I just thought of it. But really, this show, cyberchase, if it didn't have the whole educational thing going on, it would be a really great show. It would be a really great TVY7 show. Adding more, like, cutthroat, cartoony violence over into it and stuff like that. But no, it has to degrade itself on just having an educational quota. Guys, if you used to work on cyberchase and randomly stumble upon this video, could you please all do us a favor? If you're doing something else for PBS, then, and if they're forcing you to do the whole educational lesson things, then just don't work over there. You have good talent. Why not bring back Cyberchase and bring it over to like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network and just get rid of the educational quota that is jam-packed into the show? I mean, some of the lessons weren't bad, but they keep constantly being thrown at it. If you just get rid of that and then do like a new storyline where there's a new villain or Motherboard gets saved, but now there's a new entity or something, and make this a TVY7 show, then this would be gold. This would be grand. This would be awesome idea. So if anybody's watching this, please send this over to the guys who used to make Cyberchase and tell them to bring it back for a major network, for goodness sake. I mean, some of the shows on PBS Kids could actually be pretty good. It's just, with the educational quota, it's just really sucking. And to see some great shows like Cyberchase and Fetch with Ruff Ruffman just going down this slippery slope of educational lessons. And I know PBS is an educational network. Good golly. Couldn't you just save the educational lessons to the end? Good golly. Well, I'm running out of time, so I may make a part 2, so see you in a little while.